All right, so we have Kamala Harris. She was a former San Francisco prosecutor, and of course, she's a member right now of the United States Senate. And of 2016, she was one of the first black women to be a representation of the United States Senate from California. And one of her best bids for the presidential campaign in 2020, she wants to help the immigration and criminal justice reform. She wants to incorporate universal health care. Most importantly, too, she wants to help out with that stagnation, give particular lower income families a tax credit. Okay, so it can help out with that rising housing cost. So we understood that the inflation that's coming on in America for a particular time right now, the cost of living is seemingly going up. It depends what type of jobs you have. You don't have any type of good, adequate skills like engineering or mathematics, or you're a professor, a lawyer, these doctors, anything like that, or mechanics. It's your income is going to steadily rise for a little bit. It may be 50 cents, $2, $3 an hour, but that's not enough considered with the housing crisis that goes on, the gentrification that be going on, like a group of ethnic group of people coming into a neighborhood and moving out the lower income families and building up their neighborhoods. Specifically, whites coming into the black neighborhoods are doing that, and we have the vice versa mind state that black people going to the white neighborhoods, but you have to depend on that job that you have, that big corporate job, and it's a lot of layoffs that goes on, and 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. So I think that's a really good plan for her. She wants to help too with the income, middle class income tax credit, and she just thinks, like I said, right now this may be a good bid for her. Now she's running her office right now out of Oakland, California, and Baltimore. She has a political office, and if you go back in the history through the presidential Obama in 2008, his big campaign, it was a lot of liberals, man, in states like Nevada, South Carolina, and Baltimore, and Iowa as well. And I think that would be a good step for her to actually go out here and just do her campaign, man. Just go out there making speeches. And during the summertime, she had a liberal activist, some type of protest that was stuff was going on. She had a meeting, and she was talking about her plans as for running for the government. Now, a center of her introducing bills and everything. Of course, she used to have to go by Nancy Pelosi, who's the Speaker of the House. I just think that right now she wants to do her own agenda, and this may be a good, fairly well agenda, man, for the middle class. But most importantly, she's going to be the voice for the young black females and minority voters. Now, as a black man, how this is going to affect us? It may affect us in a way because a woman has a different mind state as far as like I won't say they're oblivious to black male issues like the child support system that goes on. I think that needs to be a little bit revamped. That you need to look at it that, hey, some of these women, they need to put a certain percentage on spending money, keep track of that, the money they spend on their child instead of just spending on themselves most of the time, though. And and then men that only make so much money, that you taking all their money out to the point that they're broke, and they get stressed out, and then next they go into the streets and doing illegal things because they trying to keep food on their table. But because if they don't pay child support, it's suspend their license, they go to prison. I mean, it's hard to really start their life, and makes life so much stressful. So I think the criminal justice system, they needs to really work on that. If you want to do the criminal justice reform, for the criminal justice reform too, that reminds to the fact that you got a lot of police officers that have the ability, especially white racist police officers, that get off when they kill a black person. You get what I'm saying? I mean, that's just not a good thing. Now, I would say it's getting a little bit better. I don't know about the Mantic Bradford situation, but I think it was an ex-cop in Chicago that killed someone. A white person killed a black person. They ended up doing 7 years in prison. So, I mean, that's a cool thing. But at the same time, man, criminal justice system is really, it's like a pawn game, and I don't know that's how really going to change or anything right now, because the only best thing America has done is democracy. You have the right to vote, have the right to free speech, but it's still tainted because of sin that just came into this world through Adam. So people just want power, love, hope in the future, but they doing everything they can do, and they're just stepping on the toes of individuals. So I just pray that Miss Kamala Harris is aware with that, as she's running, and she announced that on Martin Luther King Day today that she's going to be running for the president. It's going to be really interesting how the Democrats are really going to achieve this on the House. I don't know if President Trump might do another second term. We'll see. But this is really interesting on the news. I think this is something that we really need to watch out for. Whether it's good or bad, you can take it how you want it, but I'm just really expressing my opinions and my thoughts on Kamala Harris running for the president in 2020. She was a former prosecutor, so she actually understands the rules of the court system from San Francisco. And it's kind of interesting too that she kind of denied some sexual harassment charges though by Xavier back in 2016 or 2017 in May, and she didn't really understand that. But she actually had connections with Jeff Sessions and those individuals like that. They was actually had a little rebuttal. But that's all I had to say about this, man. What you guys think about Miss Kamala Harris, United States Senator, just running for the president? You guys can tell me, like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.